Hi, this is Sue Field from Health Force Minnesota, and I'd like to give you just a quick introduction to what the Healthcare Core Curriculum is. The Healthcare Core Curriculum is a series of entry-level courses or modules for a student that has very little experience in healthcare, but may be very interested in healthcare, but just doesn't know what to do with it. It focuses on those basic skills needed to work in any type of a healthcare setting, so it's a great foundational course for all of your allied health programs. It emphasizes achievement of relevant competencies. It's a first educational step to many health professions, and it is a standardized curriculum used by high schools, by college partners. We have industry partners who are interested in using it, the continuing education areas, as well as workforce centers. Just a little history. The Healthcare Core was mandated by the Minnesota legislature back in 1999. They wanted to have an entry level to certificate type programs throughout the state. And the curriculum was developed in the early 2000s by a multidisciplinary advisory committee. It was updated in 2004 and again in 2010. And then the national standards changed in 2012. They also were updated again in 2015, and we have since updated the curriculum. And in 2013, we pulled together a multidisciplinary advisory board to update the curriculum. At that time, we developed an online repository for curriculum, learning activities, YouTube movies, assessment tools, exams, those sort of things. And then later that year, we also developed an Educate the Educator course to teach the instructor what content needs to be taught in this course. Then in 2014, we developed an advisory council for future oversight. And in 2016, we developed a NOCD national assessment. So we now have that available which assesses specifically the HCCC. We are also this year piloting an HCCC online course for classroom delivery. It can be used either face-to-face as an adjunct to your class or as an online course. There are 7 modules or short courses within the Healthcare Core. The modules can be offered in any order, and the modules can be packaged in any amount of credits if you're looking at credit courses. They are completely customizable. The Healthcare Core curriculum is a 64-hour curriculum. The modules include awareness and sensitivity to client needs. That's about 8 hours in length. Module 2 is behaviors for success in healthcare settings, and that includes health career exploration, another 8 hours. Module 3 is communications in healthcare settings and is 16 hours. Healthcare ethics is 8 hours. Healthcare safety and standard precautions is 8 hours. Legal issues in healthcare is 8 hours, and respecting client and staff diversity is 8 hours. Looking at each one of the modules, the awareness and sensitivity to client needs is really patient-centered care. It's looking at how disease impacts individuals. We have the students looking at emotional, spiritual, social, and mental health needs of clients. And we also look at the type of care that's needed for different age groups. We also look at death and dying and how that affects clients and their families. Module 2 is behaviors for success in healthcare settings, and that is the module that has the career exploration in it. We look at types of healthcare facilities and systems, how to apply for employment, workplace behavior, expectations of team members, healthcare facility policies, and there are some selected abbreviations that we go over with the students in this module. Communication in healthcare looks at not only interpersonal communication, but team communication as well, and conflict management. Looks at documentation and reporting, use of electronic communication devices in healthcare facilities, and development of effective communication skills to support quality client care. Module 4 is healthcare ethics. In this module, students look at their own personal values And then they find out what the ethical decision-making models are for healthcare. They look at also principles of professional relationships, decision-making models, and how to apply those, and how ethics can impact the care of clients. Legal issues in healthcare looks at healthcare laws, client rights and responsibility. We go over confidentiality, liability, and also a lot on social media. Documentation and regulation, relationship between ethics and legal issues, and in the impact of law and regulation on healthcare systems. In Module 6, Respecting Client and Staff Diversity, this is really on cultural competence. It's looking at the students' personal belief systems and then the belief systems and practices of diverse cultures. And then we really go heavily into showing respect and appropriate workplace expectations and interactions with diverse populations, and also look at cultural competency within problem-solving techniques. Module 7 is Healthcare Safety and Standard Precautions, and that is looking at standard precautions, hand washing and gloving, some of those standardized safety policies and procedures in facilities, and then procedures to respond to emergencies. So once again, the healthcare core modules are 7 modules or short courses. They can be offered in any order. They're customizable, and we have a multitude of resources for you to use when you teach this curriculum.